Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Well, you guys, first things first. It's a matter of time before I catch Booger. When I came out the back door a few minutes ago, he was right in the middle of the yard. He took off running, so he's back. So I expect for him to go into that trap any day now. I'm very excited because my Kulipa Peppers hadn't really taken off or done anything. And look at it. I've got blooms all over it now. I started backing up off the water. And then M.I. Gardner said today that peppers really shouldn't be watered but once a week. And then later, next month sometime, I'll be putting the peppers back in the container and they will be overwintered in the greenhouse. I think that I have a Korean melon coming, but I'm not sure. Because first of all, the sun is forever in my eyes and I can never see. But when I looked earlier when the sun wasn't as intense, I think that I saw one developing on the plant. So we shall see. That plant grows just like a cucumber, but it's a melon. And so it's wrapped up with the cucumber, of course, as you can see. They're both taking over the trellis. And we'll see what happens. I know I have cucumbers on the cucumber plant. This corn really is doing nothing. Booger's probably going to get it all. Those are some small ears. I don't know if that's a dwarf variety or what, but the corn seems to be fully developed. Because once that silk dies, that's it. So y'all tell me, should I go on and pull it? I mean, they're not big ears, but I can do something with it. They're fully developed. They're just not tall. And I forgot the name of the variety. They were called, here's a tag. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to research that because I never did look up the variety after I planted it, because I bought this at Pelly's because it was on sale. This variety is called Honey and Pearl sweet corn. Now on the tag here, it looks long, but these are short. So obviously they did not grow in the correct way. Some are longer than others, but none of them are the size of corn. Next year I'm planting corn seeds, okay? But I'll let that stay for now. Booger hasn't gotten the patty pan yet. He might see that before he sees the trap. Sherry was like, he gonna see that trap because I can see it. I'm like, well, whatever. We'll see what happens. As long as he don't get nothing else. But anyway, I'm out here because I want to introduce you guys to a new plant. In fact, I have two new plants to introduce you to. It's not even a plant, this is a root. Last year, I ordered a teeny tiny horseradish root offline, and I planted it in this container. I have totally neglected it. I neglected it last summer because I forgot about it. I neglected it this summer, and then I thought about it because the horseradish leaves started coming up, and I was like, I forgot. And so I cultivated the soil, gave it some water, and then I kind of dug through. I got horseradish everywhere, y'all. And y'all know this stuff spreads. And it's invasive. That's why they said never put it in the ground unless you want it to take over your whole yard. So it's here in this container. This is a root right here. This isn't even horseradish. This is just part of the root system. And then because when I put the hoe in it, I chopped some of it. But this is a big chunk of horseradish. Here's a chunk here. There's a chunk here. So I'm going to let it stay. And then right around October, I'm going to harvest a few of those chunks. I'm going to see how big they get. And then I need to dig through to see if there's some more chunks down there. And believe me, the chunk that I ordered was just a teeny tiny, maybe the size of a $50. And I just stuck it in there to see what it would do. And so if I harvest it, what I'll do is process it and I'll make me up some horseradish sauce. Why not? Okay, everything's doing good out here. I still have crowder peas coming. I have blossom still coming on. I just harvested some the other day. My squash has pretty much died. The squashes, one fell off and this one has died, so it did not get pollinated. But eventually something will come on there and it'll get pollinated. So I'm gonna just leave the plant right there. I cut the leaves and they've already started growing back. Peppers are still doing good over here. As you can see, they're coming on. These peppers are doing pretty good. I had to put a stick in because it started falling over. And I'm full of blossoms, so they got watered today. I won't water them again until the weekend. And we'll see. But I'm happy that the plants have taken off because I can put them in the container in the next couple of months here, and they will come back for me next year. See those? Those are cherry peppers there. And then I've got some peppers up here coming. I don't know if you see that because I can't see. Let's see. There's some more. And then Crops and Robert, and I'm gonna call you back. You called Saturday. I was at the party when you called, and I forgot to call you back yesterday. I was so tired, and I went to bed early and went on to sleep and all that. And so I'm gonna call you because I believe this is a Scotch bonnet. And look, there's a pepper there. It looks like it's a hot pepper. I know it's a hot pepper, but I believe it's a Scotch bonnet. And we've got plenty more coming in, Robert. So if this is a Scotch bonnet, we don't want to disturb it, but you can have the peppers and I will give you the plant at the end of the season. Or if you want me to, I can overwinter it for you. And then you can come get it next year. Because I know I had 2 Scotch bonnets, and I know you got the one that I gave you. And I didn't know which one was the other one until now. That's the Scotch bonnet. Okay. We won't go to the other. Oh, let me show y'all my cucumber. It's dying fast, y'all. So what I'm gonna have to do, I cut the dead leaves off before. I'm trying to get it to where these 2 cucumbers can go on, because I don't think the other ones on here, like I got a cucumber there. It might grow for me, but I don't know. But as you can see, this plant is dying off quick. The heat and then this coldness is what got it. See, these are dead leaves. When you hear them crisp up like that, it's just dying. And I know why, because cucumbers are funny like that. They'll die on you in a minute. You know, they like a certain way of things to be, and they don't like changes. We're getting down into the low 50s at night now, and I think that's what got it, because we were in the high 90s just a couple of weeks ago, and now we're in the low to mid 70s. It's beautiful out here, you know, now, and it has been. Don't have to run the air or anything. It's just beautiful weather. But the cucumbers don't like that, and as you can see, you know, it's just giving up the ghost. Okay, so I've got that cucumber coming in, and it's growing real slow because cucumbers usually grow fast. This one, it seems to be putting more energy into that one. I'm gonna let it go until it dies. I'm watering it, you know, and everything. Perhaps I should hit it with some fertilizer. Y'all let me know if I should, and if so, I will. I hit a couple of plants with fertilizer today, but those are in the greenhouse. But if you think that fertilizer may help that cucumber to at least get those 2 complete, let me know. I got a patty pan in the keyhole garden. Y'all saw that the other day. We got more peppers coming on here, although something's eating up my leaves. My patty pan is coming along here in the keyhole garden, and I thought I had another one, but apparently not. I don't see it. And the mosquitoes are starting up, so let me get back in there. Okay, Mrs. Honeyberry she's hanging in there, and she's starting to sprout a few new leaves. My pepper plant over there is doing really well. It's full of peppers. That's the sweet bananas. And then my new seeded plants for the fall, the green beans are doing good. They already have their true leaves, and that squash has true leaves on it now too. That's the zephyr squash. And then the green bean plant, I'm waiting for green beans to appear. It's full of flowers. So I guess I better be patient with it. So at least I'll get one good harvest off of it, hopefully, because as it gets colder and colder, those plants lose energy. So I'm wanting those green beans to come. I'm guessing, and as you can see, my door is down. It keeps falling, so I'm leaving it. So I'm able to get the greenhouse up to 100 degrees every day. It's 70 in here now, and I'm happy about that because with it being in the low 70s outside, but 30 degrees higher in here, that's perfect. And the plants are not stressing or anything. And that's what's going to get me over the hump in here. I've been pollinating my fruit left and right, so hopefully something took. We'll find out soon. That one seems to be, okay over there. The plant is growing like wild. And I did hit it with a little bone meal today. Now, I'm going to introduce you to plant number 2. And this, oh, wait, here's my other melons. They're everywhere. So, and I've been working on those too. So hopefully I'll be able to get some of those Crenshaws to come. I did hit the eggplant with some bone meal just to see if they'll, grow a little bit faster. And they're growing. They're doing good. I can see the difference with them, but I want them to come up. I want them to come a wee bit quicker. Now here's plant number 2, Sherry's cotton. She sent it home with me because this cotton, I told her, is not going to go any further than this outside of the greenhouse. She has her flowers about to bloom. I told her these flowers will be bloomed, and then she's getting ready to go on a cruise, she and my niece, to a destination wedding. So she asked me if I would take it. I said, yes, I'm gonna need to. And so I brought it here in the greenhouse. It'll bloom. The bolls will develop. All that will happen this month and into September. And then it's going to get too cold for the cotton to do anything else. And when I grew cotton for myself, what I did was, once that happened, at the end of the season, I said, well, do I throw this plant away or do I try to still get it to bloom? So as an experiment, I went on and took the whole crate in the house, put it in my bedroom, put it under a grow light, and I kept it under the grow light for at least 6-7 hours out of the day. Didn't think anything would happen, but the plant didn't die. It was still alive, and I would water it and everything. All of a sudden, on Thanksgiving Day, I walked into my room and I saw cotton. One boll had opened. And so from Thanksgiving Day up until Christmas Day of that year in 2022, a boll would open every day. And so that's how I got cotton. So I plan to do the same with my sisters. So we'll see how that goes. And then I did hit that with a little bone meal. Here is my first okra, the jambalaya. I don't know how that's going to do because that plant is looking like it's on its last leg. But if I can get that one okra, I'm satisfied because that will give me seeds. I'm doing the same with the white okra. I will get the seeds. So there's 2 okras. And that white okra is beautiful, although it's green. So we'll see if it turns white like it's supposed to. But anyway, there it is. And then we got more at the top coming. Okay, so you met the horseradish and you also met the cotton. So those are the 2 new additions. That's to the greenhouse, and then the horseradish is outside. It's really not a new addition. It's just something that I revisited, and I'm gonna work with it because it is a perennial. And so I'll work with it and get the horseradish. Now, I cut all that mint for my sister. Look at it. That's all it needed. This mint told me, thank you. Look at all the new growth already since Saturday. Same with Morris. They both look excellent. I also worked with this dirt today because it was turning green. And then those, and let me show y'all. Look at this, y'all. My green beans, finally, they did sprout the true leaves and stuff. Yep, so everything's looking good in here now. I'm thankful. Yep, so everything's coming along. So now, oh, and then I'm mad You know what? Pray for the garden club, y'all. You know, the community garden. I was told a few days ago that someone came into the community garden and stole, from my understanding, all of the crops. You know what? And that bothers me. I'm not going to go too far into it because, see, I've been saying something that'll get me kicked off of YouTube and canceled and everything else. But my thing is, we as the Grow Club, first of all, they give free food. They give free crops. And I've got on my shirt today. That's why I adjusted the camera. They give free crops. They give free food. They give free seeds. They offer free classes for you to learn how to garden. Everything is free, free, free. They give you free garden beds, free everything. And everybody know this because Grow Pontiac, I mean, they advertise all over the place. So people have heard of it and know about it. So somebody gonna sit up and watch them plant all their crops out there at the community garden. And they keeping an eye on those crops. And as soon as those crops were ready to harvest, they come through and they steal them all. So the poor people who have nowhere to garden at their house and had the community garden to fall back on, look at what happened. They lost all their hard work. There is nothing worse than somebody who's too lazy to put food in their own mouth and won't do the work that it takes to get what it is that you want, but then you want to take it from someone else. So that makes me want to, I said, you know, times are going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And, you know, the homesteaders talk about it all the time. Patera, you know, I've heard Lead Farmer talk about it. Homestead Heart really talks about it because she said people have actually come up to her and said, oh, if something happened, we'll just come to you and get our food. She was like, oh, no, you won't. My food is for my family and I. And so she's like, what do you say when someone tells you that? I'll just come to your house and get food. No, you're not. But you better have some form of protection if someone decides to come to your house to get food. Because just like they stole from that community garden, and times are hard, sure enough, but they ain't got hard yet. Wait till November wait till January and beyond. And that don't matter who gets into office. Times have got to get harder before they get better because there's no slowing down. So we haven't hit the peak yet. And some people are going to not survive this. And so the thing is, people need to get busy and not be trying to steal other people's stuff. That really bugs me. That really bugs me. So I might have to get protection for myself. Because thank God I sleep in the back. If anybody step back, I'm a light sleeper. If anybody step back here, I'm going to hear them. And guess what? Cacao, okay? So you can act like a groundhog or squirrel if you want to. But anyway, so off of that, because, you know, that really has me upset. When I heard about that the other day, I was like, that, you know, ooh, that made me mad. And so, but I thought I'd mention that. Okay, the other thing, because I'm almost at my little 20 minutes here. I finished my blanket and I had to take it down. It fit across me, but it went from here to here. I want something where I can wrap in at least and snuggle in. And so what I did was, because I was using a size N hook to do it, I got my size Q hook out, which is a huge hook. And I'll show it to you the next time I'm indoors filming. Anyway, I got out the huge Q hook, and then I was able to chain less because the chains are a lot looser. So with the new one that I started, it goes from my foot all the way up over my head at 80 stitches. Then I'm doing a single crochet, which is a lot smaller than the double crochet that I was doing. When I went around, because I had put the border on the blanket, once I got through that, unraveling that and doing rows with the new blanket with the Q hook, I had already gotten 12 rows. So I'm just now on from row 2 of taking it down, and I'm almost at 20 something rows. All it takes is about 60 rows for me to have it wide enough. So it's going to work. I'm just having to redo it all over again. Then I brought home, I did a film yesterday of harvesting my sister's garden, but she didn't want to be on camera at that particular time, and I didn't know it. And so when I looked at it, she was on camera. And so out of respect to her, because she hadn't gotten dressed, she was like still in her gown and all that good stuff. So out of respect for her, I'm not going to air that. But I harvested this big giant zucchini, and let's see, I harvested, you know, her tomatoes, and what else? Ooh, she had a lot of stuff. And I harvested so much French tarragon, it filled a big giant bowl in my house. So she sent me home with some butter, with 4 sticks of butter. And I'm going to make her the French tarragon butter. And then I'm going to dehydrate. So some of it will be used for the butter, and then some of it will be dehydrated. And then I'll make her a jar of dried French tarragon. And then, of course, I'm going to steal some for myself since I'm doing the work. And so I'm going to make me up some more French tarragon butter. And then she sent these butter dishes. And so I told her, I was like, your 4 sticks of butter isn't going to fill all these butter dishes. So I told her I would take a few, because I told her hers will fill probably 2 at the most, because once I'm going to put the butter, and I'm going to make it up in the food processor. So this will be my first time doing that. But I'm going to do the practice round with my butter that's already made up, the French tarragon butter that I have in the freezer. I have 3 rolls of it in the freezer. So I'm going to unthaw that, and then I'm going to put that in the processor first and see how it does. And then that'll let me know how hers does. Otherwise, I will do hers by hand like I did mine, but I'd rather not because it melts. But in the food processor, it should pulse up enough to mix the butter with the tarragon, and then I'll be able to scoop it out and then put it into the butter containers that she sent. And if that works, then I will redo mine and do the same thing in the extra butter containers, and then I'll also be making me up another batch of it. I prefer it in the container because it'll last longer doing it that way. So anyway, so that's what's on the agenda for tomorrow. After I finish Sherry's French tarragon, I harvested thyme, and then there was this one plant that looks like a rosemary. It looks like French tarragon, but it's neither. And it looks like lavender. It has the same leaves as rosemary, lavender, and French tarragon. But it's neither one of those plants. Can someone tell us? Because Sherry and I, we are stumped trying to figure out what that plant is. And it tasted pretty good. It's an herb, but it wasn't rosemary. And it was not lavender. And it, you know, it was none of the plants. And Sherry says she bought it as an herb and she threw away the tag and she doesn't know what it is. And so if anyone knows if there's any other herb out there that looks like either French tarragon, rosemary, lavender, or whatever, I don't know. I think those are the only 3 with those type of leaves that I know of. So we can't get it figured out, but I harvested that because there was a lot of that. So I told her I would dry that separately. We marked it. I told her I'm going to dry it separately and mix it with some of my other herbs because it tasted pretty good. We just don't know what it is. Then I harvested her lavender, which had gone to seed. So I'm just drying that. We're not going to dehydrate that. I told her we'll dry it. I said you can either do your lavender, whatever you're going to do with it, probably for essential. Then I brought home the eucalyptus, some of it. She gave me a sprig of it, so I have it soaking in some honey water. And so tomorrow I'm going to put the root stimulator on it, and I'm going to try to propagate it out here in the greenhouse. And then what else? Ooh, it was a lot of stuff. She has strawberries. She has greens. Oh, we harvested a lot of peppers. I got some big giant, I mean, huge sweet banana peppers she had on her plant, and she has more coming. So I got the ones that were ready. Let's see, she had all kind of tomatoes. It was just a lot of stuff. Basil, I got that. I got her thyme. So she'll get some mixed herbs. So I'll be dehydrating that too on tomorrow. Or after I finish up the French tarragon butter, then I'll do the dehydration tomorrow because I want to get her herbs done. And then she's going on her trip, so I'll hold on to her stuff until she gets back. But I want to get going with those peppers quickly. But you know what? Even with me waiting on the peppers, that's okay because I'll be going back on the 24th. I'll be going back to the farm market. And when I go back to the farm market, I plan to get some more sweet peppers. I'm gonna, now that I know what the farm market, you know, how it works and everything, I'ma hit them, and I know they bring in new crops every week and stuff, so I'ma hit for those sweet peppers, and I'll probably end up buying those shepherd's peppers from that one lady if she still has them. I want to get some more varieties of sweet peppers. And so they were saying, you know, check in weekly and you'll be able to find, you know, different things each week. So yes, so I plan to go back on the 24th to the farm market. Okay, you guys, so we're at 25 minutes, so I'm gonna get off of here now. I know I'm forgetting something. I know I had a question for Renee. Sweet potato slips. I know you like to eat them. Tell me all about that, because my sweet potato plant has exploded. The leaves are getting big, and I want to try some of the sweet potato slips. Tell me, how do you cook them? What do I do? And so, and then that way I'll harvest some tomorrow and I'll cook some. The other thing too, I decided I am going to purchase, and it'll be in December because it'll be for January making, because I want to wait till my Kirk and Sweeney is a year. I'm gonna make another batch of the Kirk and Sweeney, but I'm not gonna go as expensive, because someone said that the 12-year Kirk and Sweeney is actually better than the 24-year. They said because it's sweeter. But so what I have, the Kirk and Sweeney was aged 24 years in a whiskey barrel, and the one that I plan to get was aged 12 years. Then they have one that's aged 18 years. I'm not gonna fool with that. I want to go 12-24, from the lowest to the highest. And the one in the middle, you can pretty much figure how that would taste. So I'm going to get a 12-year Kirk and Sweeney, which is a lot cheaper. I think that's only like $20. It's $25. It's half the price of the 24-year. And it's the same size bottle. So I'm going to get the 12-year in January. And then I'm going to order some more vanilla beans. And I'm going to do one more batch. So when my Kirk and Sweeney turns a year old in February, on the 12th of February, then my other Kirk and Sweeney will be just starting. And so once I get to my 2-year mark on the Kirk and Sweeney, which is once I get to a year and a half, I'll be at my 6th month with the new Kirk and Sweeney. And then I'm going to try to take that old Kirk and Sweeney up to 2 years, which will be January or February of 2026. And then that other one will be coming up behind it by a year. And so in 2027, the second one will be ready. And that should be enough to last me the rest of my life if I could stay out of it. And so, like I said, I'm going to ask Sherry if she wants to go in half on the vanilla beans. I can get the Kirk and Sweeney. Or, you know, she can go in half on both. If she give me $25, that's enough for her and me, because we can get the vanilla beans for about $20 and then the Kirk and Sweeney for $25. Actually, not even that much. $15 a piece, which should take care of both. So I'm going to let her know, listen, if you want a nice batch, you know, now that you've tasted it and you can see what's to come, you're going to chip in. Or else you're going to get the small bottle, and when you out, you out. So anyway, I think she'll agree to it, because Sherry was skeptical about the whole vanilla thing to begin with. She was kind of skeptical. So she kind of shocked me when she wanted to do the taste test on yesterday. And so I was like, yeah, that's even better, because we need a neutral voice, someone who hasn't really fooled with it that much. So she did it, and I think her opinion was honest, and because if she hadn't liked it, she would have said so. So anyway, alrighty, so I'm going to get off of here now because we're at 30 minutes. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye. And I'm catching up with y'all videos still, so I'll be back tonight doing that. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.